What does a woman bring to the table? It's a timeless question. It's been asked by so many men in the red pill community, the manosphere, men who don't understand polarity, don't understand what relationships are really all about, don't understand women. Uh, it's funny that that is actually a question that is asked in asked for real, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down today. What does a woman bring to the table in a relationship? So first of all, a few of the basics before we really dive in and have some fun. Any masculine man, I'm not talking about emasculated man because it's going to be totally different things that a highly masculine man is looking for. A masculine man doesn't give a crap about what a woman's job is or how successful she is or her education. I'm talking about formal education, right? A masculine man's going to want an intelligent woman, not necessarily some BS that she studied in school. That's mostly brainwashing anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, of course, an intelligent woman is going to be better than a woman who's not intelligent. Um, but yeah, success, career, that kind of experience, how much money she has is pretty much irrelevant and can even be problematic to an extent. So it's not about that. It's not about what she brings in the masculine sense. What a masculine man wants, we'll say wants her to bring to the table, even though it's kind of a weird question, is a woman's vulnerability, softness, flow, femininity, submission. Sure, being a good cook, being able to take care of a home, being a good mother. Those are all important qualities as well. Um, being call it teachable, leadable, like receptive, right? Receptive to a man's gifts, to his leadership. That's extremely important as well. Being in touch with their inner child, being able to be really playful, affectionate, more in a receptive way rather than a giving role kind of way. Um, all of those are really important. And of course, those are all really things that we help women with and teach women to open up to heal through their wounds that are stopping that. But I want to talk about one more really important thing that doesn't get talked about so much. It does by me, but not by many other people. And it's about like let's flip the question a little bit. Why does a mother or sorry, why does a woman or a man choose to have a child? What does the child bring to the table? That's what I kind of think about the silliness of the question, right? Why would a man or a woman have a child? Is it so that they can help them in their business when they're older, provide for them in old age? I mean, maybe traditionally, 100 years, like a couple hundred years ago, sure. Not so much today, I hope. And there can be many reasons, like to pass on a legacy, whatever. But I'll tell you why I had a child. Well, I had two children, but why we have a daughter. Um, why we chose to have a daughter, because I wanted somebody to love. I wanted somebody to give my love to. I wanted somebody to fill up because I have so much love to give. And because life is so much more fulfilling when you have somebody to love, when you have somebody to care for, when you have someone to take care of, to protect. Right? And obviously there's going to be some differences, slight differences, like between a woman and a man for having a child in that respect, but they're going to be somewhat similar, right? It's to care for them, it's to give love to. And and that's really it. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, I'm bringing it up because for a healthy embodied man, it's going to be very similar. Right? Why does a man need a woman, want a woman? Yes, obviously to make his life easier, to be a helpmate, to be able to take care of the home, take care of the kids, all that stuff. It's great. And because he needs somebody to give his love to, he needs someone to care for. I'm gonna might get a little bit emotional here. We'll see. Um, when my son died, uh, 3.5 his wife and I. So he died. That was when I really felt that feeling the most strongly of like I had given him so much love, and for him to leave us, there was that empty feeling, that feeling of where am I going to give that love? And I know, of course, I gave that to my wife, right? And I had to, especially under the circumstances. But I really think that a big part of the reason that I started my coaching business in the first place, and especially that it was very focused on women. We, of course, we work with men as well, but very focused on women, and focused specifically on helping people heal. A big part of it for me was I needed to have like others to love, like to give my love to give my gifts to. And um and that's a really deep need, like for a man when his heart is fully online. And it's not about getting anything back, it's just about being received. It's about a man having his gifts received. It's about having his love received. It's about having his effort received. It's about having his leadership received. And um and and that's really what I felt it during that time, where it's just like I need to be able to, like, I just have so much to give. Who am I going to give it to, other than my wife? So that's important for women to understand, um to understand w- what drives a healthy man, a man whose heart is online. um it's not so much what he's looking for, it's about finding a woman to give to. It's about finding a woman to give to. It's about finding a woman who is able to fully receive him. It's about finding a woman who um, is grateful for everything that he gives. And there's a lot of men, they might not be fully embodied. They don't know how to lead to the level that we teach men to do in the academy, to lead a woman out of resistance and blame and judgment and all of that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of men who are really ready to just be able to give, who want to give, who love to give to a woman. Um, but when a woman, because women come with their own trauma, right, from childhood and from men who didn't care for them and everything, and so they've got their trust issues, they got their baggage, they got their blocks, all of that stuff. And if a man doesn't know how to navigate through that and continue loving her and leading her into her feelings and out of the resistance, out of the boundaries, out of the judgments, all of that stuff, um, that's when the relationship goes completely sideways, because now the woman's not getting what she needs. The man becomes more distant, more withdrawn, because he's just not. It's like, I'm not fully being received. I'm not able to give the way that I need. And he might not be able to articulate that either. And then a woman's not feeling cherished, and then the whole relationship goes to hell, and it just becomes depolarized. Both partners don't get their needs met, and it all breaks down. And then the other issue that can happen is when women have been traumatized in a way where they are in the giving role, which is great for little children, right? You're nurturing your children, you need to give to them, you need to protect them, all of that stuff. So you're mothering your 1 year old or 2 year old, whatever. But it becomes a really big problem when that kind of instinct gets hijacked because of wounding, and you're kind of mothering your man in that way. You're like taking care of your man. A wounded man might think he needs that, but a healthy man doesn't need that, and it's never going to help a wounded man heal when a woman does that. But if she's got trauma where she isn't in her feminine self-worth, she doesn't know how worthy she is to just receive a man's care, then she's going to step up into that giving, more mothering role, to take care of the man so that she can feel like she's enough in some way to compensate for her lack of self-worth. And then when she does that, guess what? It's like she thinks she's bringing something to the table, but it completely prevents the man from being able to be fulfilled in the relationship, because what is it that he needed? He needed to be able to give his love. And the more that a woman's in that role, the more kind of disincentivized, turned off, uninterested, even feeling of disrespect that he's going to feel. He's not going to have anyone to give his love to because the woman's so busy trying to give her love instead of opening herself up to receive, to be that vessel for love, to be filled up by his love, because that's what he needs. He needs to be able to give his love. And if you understand just that about men, then you know more about men than most women do. And you can start doing something about it and realize why you've experienced so much pain in your love life, right? It's because you're doing something that a man doesn't need, and you're not opening yourself and communicating. The other thing is not knowing how to communicate what your needs and desires and everything are. If you don't know feminine communication, and you're either staying silent or communicating in a more masculine way, guess what? He can't give his love, because now he can only do it through submission to your leadership, whether you're doing it in a very overt way or whether it's a much more subtle, softened way. It doesn't matter. The man can't give his love that way. He can't give his love through a woman's leading him to do it. It has to come from her knowing how to open herself up and receive and ask for it, or share her feelings vulnerably using feminine communication in the way that we teach. I want every woman to be able to be loved that way, and I want every man to be able to have his love received in that way. That's my purpose, is to help men and women do that. Now, if you're struggling with that, either because you're single and things continue to, you continue to not get your needs met, or you're in a relationship and you're just, if you're a woman that's just not fully being uh, cherished, or you're a man that's blocked, you're not being fully received by your woman, let's fix that. Let's fix that and end your suffering, because it doesn't have to be that way. You suffer out of ignorance, and I'm not saying that in a judgmental way, just the lack of knowledge, right? And you suffer because you are stuck in fear patterns that you may not even be aware of, or you don't know how to shift out of because you don't know the solution. Let's give you the solution, because there is one. And it starts with knowledge and understanding of where you need to shift. And that's what we help you do in our Polarized Communication Masterclass. What we do is we give you all of the communication tools to start communicating your needs in a very different way, both as a man and as a woman, so that you can polarize your love life, polarize your dates, or polarize your relationship if you're in a relationship, and start turning everything around. And then we're going to role play it for you. We're going to show you what it looks like. So, problems that will inevitably come up when there's an unmet need, when there's a hurt feeling in some way, there's a way to shift all of this, to create this polarity where a man can fully give his love and a woman can receive his love, and stay vulnerable, stay permissive, stay soft, stay open. If you haven't been to our masterclass, you've got to get your butt in there. We're going to have such a good time, and you're going to learn so much about how to do this so that you can take one massive step forward to shifting all of this. The way to book your spot for that is to go to relationshipyourdreams.com. It's at the bottom, below my face, relationshipyourdreams.com. Just scroll down, you'll see the link to book, the button to book, and then book your spot. And I'll see you in September. Our next one is in September. Actually, our next two are in September. So pick the best day and time that work for you, and then I'll see you there, and then we'll take that really big step forward in shifting your life so you can actually get what you want and need. See you there.